Welcome back to Module Nine's Excel 2019. We're in part two, and we're going to talk a little bit about formulas. Here are some of the arithmetic operations that can be performed. You could do a plus, minus. The asterisk is a multiplication. Division, of course, is forward slash. Percentage. Carets are exponents. And on the other side, you can see examples of that. You have your A5 plus A7. Now, if you notice, they use the names of the cells instead of the actual values that sit in it. This is good practice. You shouldn't use hard-coded numbers like the A5 minus 10 unless you just necessarily have to. It means that even though you put a 10 in there, you're making it hard coded, and you don't want to do that. You want to make it so that you can be fluid. If you wanted to change the value located in A7, then you could do that, and it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to. You don't have to look around for where you stuck the 10. And of course, your multiplication, division, percentages. All right, here you have a formula that's been entered. And if you notice, each part of the formula has its own color. This is to let you know that on the total, you have decided that you're going to use each one of those cells. Now, the way that you have to write a formula is you have to start with an equal symbol. That's why it says equals B4 plus C4 plus D4 plus E4. Right? So you're just summing these up, but you want to make sure that you start with an equal sign. Otherwise, you'll get an error. Formulas start with an equal sign, also called the formula prefix. All right. So calculation operators in the formula indicate what type of calculation you want to perform. Arithmetic operators perform mathematical calculations. Example of those is the plus, the minus, the multiplication, division, percentage, and exponents. The comparison operators compare values of propose of true or false. An example of comparison operators is equal, greater than, less than, greater than and equal to, less than and equal to, or between. The sum function in the worksheet. Here's another one where they did the sum, and this time, instead of going across, they just took the row coming down. And all of that can be written in the name bar if you like, or you can actually highlight all of that and then move one cell down and hit your auto sum button, that's that sigma, and it will show you what the results is. Reuse formulas you have created. Use copy and paste commands or fill handles to copy formulas. Copying a formula to a new cell. All right. Excel substitutes new cell reference so that the relationship of the cells to the formula remains unchanged. What that's basically telling you is even though you may have written the original formula in one location, when you move it or copy it and paste it into a second location, it's going to follow the same reference of where those numbers came from. However, it's not going to refer back to the old numbers. Autofill feature can be used for filling cells with sequential text or values. Month, the year, days, weeks, so forth. If you say quarter one, if you drag it from the fill handle, then it will say quarter two, quarter three, quarter four, and so forth. Drag the fill handle to extend the existing sequence. So it's almost trying to think for you. Formulas copied by using the fill handle. If you wanted to use the sum, if you use that little dot that's down at the bottom right-hand corner, if you grab that and move it down, I'm sorry, up at the top corner, if you drag that down, it will continue to follow the same pattern. However, it'll reference the items on that row. So you'll get the same formula. It's just that it will be referring to the row that you're looking at that's on that same line. Now here's one where they've used a dollar sign in front. That's going to give you an absolute value, and it wants it to freeze. Okay. uh, you'll relative value, I'm sorry, and it's going to freeze that number to the top row, and therefore things are not going to act quite right. All right, so apply absolute cell reference before copying the formula if you want one or more cell reference to remain unchanged in relation to the formula. So this is your absolute, all right? I kept bounce it back and forth, but this is your absolute formula. Okay, it says absolutely don't move. Think of it that way. All right, so a complex formula is an equation that uses more than one type of arithmetic operator. For example, a formula that uses both addition and multiplication. Arithmetic operators are performed according to an order of precedence. Operations inside the parentheses are calculated first. Exponents are calculated next. Multiplication, division are calculated next. And lastly, you'll have your addition and subtraction are calculated next from left to right. A function is a predefined worksheet formula that makes it easy to perform a complex calculation. It can be used by itself or within the formula. If you use alone, it begins with the formula prefix of equal. Functions are organized in categories such as financial, date and time, and statistical. That just means that they're going to have each formula that they have built in is going to fall into a group. And these are going to be the main formulas that you normally see. If you're dealing with date and time, it's going to work with date and time. If you're dealing with financial, then you're going to have regular numbers, but you're going to have negative numbers also. So you can build formulas from that. You can change your view of the worksheet window by using either View tab or on the ribbon. View buttons on the status bar. A normal view shows the worksheet without headers and footers or tools such as rulers and a page number indicator. Page layout view provides a more accurate view of how the worksheet will look when printed. It shows page margins, heads, footers, and rulers, etc. Page break preview displays the reduced view of each page of the worksheet along with a page break indicator. Here's one that's been laid out. If you notice, it has the header that's built into it, and I'm pretty sure they have a footer on it also. But you have your grid lines have been turned off, right? This is how this is going to actually look when you get ready to print it, all right? That takes us to the end of part 2. At part 3, we're going to charge through print options. So I want to thank you for your time, and we'll see you at part 3.